Who Dat Nation, brace yourselves because a massive update just dropped from training camp that changes everything for our defense. We have major questions in the secondary right now, but a crucial piece is finally stepping back onto the turf after a brutal setback. The Big Easy is buzzing about this return and how a completely revamped system is about to make our boys play faster and harder. You need to hear this before the season starts. Smash that like button right now and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any breaking NOLA updates. The New Orleans Saints defensive secondary is facing serious questions heading into 2026 training camp, stemming from starting safety Julian Blackmon's season-ending torn right shoulder labrum in Game 1 of 2025, which required immediate surgery. This devastating injury marked Blackmon's second significant shoulder issue with our team, as he previously suffered a torn right shoulder labrum in Week 1 of 2024, but heroically played through the entire season. Blackmon, now a seventh-year pro, has battled a history of injuries throughout his career, from minor back and knee issues before his Colts selection, to a season-ending torn Achilles in 2021, and a bothersome ankle in 2022. For us, as New Orleans Saints fans, this news hits hard, compounded by the back-to-back departures of cornerbacks Paulson Adebo and Alontae Taylor in free agency, leaving us to wonder about the stability of a crucial unit. Blackmon himself reflected on his situation, telling the media, "Something that's given to you can just as quickly be taken away." A sentiment we can all understand after these recurring setbacks. He approaches the season with gratitude, but his absence creates a void. Here is where it gets interesting. With second-year safety Jonas Sanker having competently filled in for Blackmon last season, and now praised by Blackmon for his athleticism and intelligence, the immediate concern shifts to how this constant churn in our secondary impacts our defense's ability to truly build chemistry and maintain consistency in a critical second year under Brandon Staley. This persistent player shuffling fundamentally threatens defensive cohesion, a cornerstone of Staley's system. Without established trust, truly achieving sustained elite performance will prove incredibly difficult during this pivotal season. Julian Blackmon, our starting safety, found himself looking at things differently this offseason, relating to the media that something that's given to you can just as quickly be taken away, a sentiment that hits hard after his season-ending torn posterior right shoulder labrum in Game 1 of 2025. Our defensive secondary faced significant questions even before Blackmon's latest injury, with cornerback Paulson Adebo leaving via free agency, and then Alontae Taylor doing the same for the Titans only a year later. This latest setback for Blackmon, a seventh-year pro, continues a troubling injury history stretching back to his college days, including a season-ending torn Achilles in Week 6 of 2021, a bothersome ankle in 2022 that caused him to miss multiple games, and a torn right shoulder labrum in Week 1 of 2024 he played through before having surgery postseason. As fans, we've seen promising talents sidelined by injuries before, and the persistent nature of Blackmon's issues, particularly the recurring shoulder labrum tears, raises familiar concerns about long-term availability. And honestly, our coaching staff and Kellen Moore must be meticulously assessing their options, recognizing they can't simply replace starting caliber talent year after year. The silver lining, however, is the second year under Brandon Staley's defense, which Blackmon feels allows him and Justin Reid a good understanding of what we want to get done, adding that year 2 under Staley helps a lot. They are also incredibly high on second-year safety Jonas Sanker, who impressively filled in after Blackmon went down last season, with Blackmon himself praising Sanker as a very smart player, smart dude, and he's very fast, which can make up for a lot of mistakes. The front office, led by Gail Benson, is undoubtedly prioritizing player. So, as we gear up for what promises to be another thrilling NFL season, there are a handful of storylines absolutely dominating the conversations around the league. First up, the quarterback carousel. It feels like every offseason brings significant movement under center, but this year has been particularly wild. From major trades involving veteran signal callers finding new homes to high-stakes rookie selections expected to immediately command starting roles, the landscape has shifted dramatically. How quickly these new QBs assimilate and whether they live up to the hype will undoubtedly shape their team's fortunes. Will a change of scenery ignite a sputtering career, or will the pressure prove too immense for a promising rookie? These questions will be answered under the brightest lights, week in and week out. Another massive talking point revolves around the evolving power dynamics within specific divisions. Can the reigning division champions maintain their grip, or will a revitalized challenger emerge to dethrone them? Every divisional game will feel like a playoff matchup, with implications extending far beyond a single win or loss. Beyond divisional battles, we can't ignore the coaching changes. Several prominent teams have brought in new leadership, promising fresh philosophies and renewed energy. A new head coach can be the catalyst for a dramatic turnaround or a source of continued frustration. The integration of new offensive and defensive schemes and how quickly players adapt will be crucial. We'll be watching closely to see which coaching hires make an immediate impact. These compelling narratives will unfold as the kickoff approaches, making 2024 one of the most anticipated NFL seasons in recent memory. Get ready, football fans, for an incredible ride. The most compelling argument for the Saints' secondary looking strong in 2026 hinges on continuity and the emergence of Jonas Sanker. Julian Blackmon's return from injury brings a seasoned veteran presence, and the crucial second year in Brandon Staley's defensive scheme offers a significant advantage. Both Blackmon and Justin Reid expressed a deeper understanding of what we want to get done, and feel a lot more comfortable with the defensive caveats. Furthermore, the impressive play of second-year safety Jonas Sanker, who stepped up brilliantly after Blackmon's Week 1 injury in 2025, provides genuine depth. Blackmon himself bragged about Sanker being a great athlete, smart and very fast, who can make up for a lot of mistakes. However, the elephant in the room remains Julian Blackmon's alarming injury history. From a torn Achilles in 2021 to a troublesome ankle in 2022, and now 2 torn shoulder labrums in consecutive seasons, his durability is a legitimate concern. While his positive mindset about gratitude is admirable, it underscores the precarious nature of his health. The secondary faces significant questions at cornerback following the departures of Paulson Adebo and Alontae Taylor via free agency to the Titans. Around the league, observers are certainly raising eyebrows at the state of the Saints' defensive backfield, especially considering the recent exodus of cornerbacks and the recurring injury woes of a key starter. There's a prevailing sentiment that while the safety duo could be solid, the lack of proven depth at corner makes this secondary one of the league's bigger gambles. Welcome back to the channel, NFL Fanatics! The offseason might be in full swing, but trust us, the hype train for the upcoming season is already leaving the station at warp speed. We're talking about more than just free agency signings or draft picks. We're talking about the very fabric of the league shifting, new powerhouses emerging, and old rivalries getting even spicier. Every year brings its own set of surprises, heartbreaks, and exhilarating moments. And 2024 is shaping up to be no different. From the reigning champions aiming for a repeat to hungry contenders desperate to claim their first Lombardi, the narratives are already writing themselves. Consider the AFC, a conference absolutely stacked with quarterback talent. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Herbert, just to name a few, are all vying for supremacy, making every Sunday a must-watch spectacle. Will the Chiefs maintain their dynasty, or will a team like the Bills or Bengals finally break through? On the other side, the NFC presents its own intriguing storylines. Can the Eagles bounce back from their late-season collapse? Are the 49ers destined for greatness? Or will the Cowboys finally shed their playoff woes? And let's not forget about the dark horses, teams quietly building something special under the radar.